He's jumped on board.
It takes a little bit longer than you think.
We're sitting here in Dordrecht, pretty chilly and pretty cold. It should be warmer than this.
Oh, we got some bells.
But we're going to wait till people jump on the live stream. This is a special live show from Dordrecht.
Can you hear them?
Bells ringing in Dordrecht. Listen. Fantastic. Okay, so let's get started, shall
There's
we?
more bells.
Oh, sorry. My mistake.
And
Wait a minute, because it's 9 o'clock, 9
finished.
p.m.
Oh, do we have 9 bongs now?
Should be some bongs coming in a minute. Listen, welcome to the show. Oh, bong number 1. There's another one coming. You can tell we're in Dordrecht, can't you? Can you hear the grote kerk behind us? It's going off like a rocket. We're down here on the harbour, on one of the harbours in Dordrecht called the Nieuwe Haven, and the grote kerk is just in the background. It is 9 p.m. here in the Netherlands. It's pretty chilly, as you can see by the clothes we're wearing. The fact that Adele asked, she's not wearing this for fashion. It's a proper Dutch summer at the moment. So welcome to the show and thanks for tuning in on this special live Dutch Way mission update.
I am managing to do them on the bongs.
You're doing well, aren't you?
I'm getting the timing sorted.
If you're watching us, what I'd like you to do right now
too
is
soon.
put a comment just below in the chat with your name, with your location, and whether you're new to the channel or whether you're one of our old friends, because
9 o'clock.
brilliant. That was well done, Dal.
Thanks.
It's great to be here. It's a bit chilly, like we said, huh?
Well, we're right in the wind here because you can see we're right next to the harbour. The harbour. So the wind like funnels down the harbour and we're just getting blasted in the back.
We are.
by
we are.
the wind. So it's a bit chilly.
But yeah, this is basically a special live mission update for our community, for you, for everybody else around the world who is part of the Dutch Way of Life community. We've got a very special request coming up at the end of the video, so
Are we going to wait till the end?
we're going to stick around to the end of the video because we're celebrating quite an important weekend this week here on the Dutch Way. We will say hello to you in the comments, by the way, if you put your name in. Adele's going to get busy.
I'm on it.
We're celebrating a special weekend this week, aren't we?
We are, yes. Exactly 2 years ago was when we arrived in the Netherlands to actually come and live here.
That's it.
Rather than just on one of our trips that we did. You might not have been watching the channel for that long. But yeah, 2 years ago we packed up everything into a caravan and decided to come here and try and make the dream come true.
We did, we chased the dream. I mean, there's a lot of people, I think it's good that you mention it, because there's a lot of people who might be watching who don't know our story. You might have joined one of our live virtual tours from, I don't know, Dordrecht or Rotterdam or whatever, but you don't actually know our story. Like,
why are these crazy guys doing this?
Why have we got these two, English people gallivanting around the Netherlands? So we're going to tell the story, and then at the end of the video we've got quite an important request for you guys. So we'd love to hear from you in the comments. We're going to say hello to a few people before we get started and tell the story of the Dutch Way of Life, because it's not just the fact that we love the Netherlands and we moved out here and we've been doing this. You've been part of it, but we've been doing this for a long time. The Dutch Way of Life has existed for 5 years now, and
Must be more now.
No, I think it's 5 years this year, yeah. But it was 2 years ago that Adele and I made the decision to basically go full time with the Dutch Way of Life.
Yeah, we spent a year hopping over and doing trips. Maybe you saw some of those tours where we were here for a week, or
From the UK.
You and your brother came for a week a couple of times.
That's it.
And tried to cram in as much as we could in a week.
Those were the days, man.
But then the rest of the time we just had to wait.
We used to travel from the UK to the Netherlands. I don't know if you remember that. Maybe you sponsored one of our first road trips.
Maybe.
But back in August of 2019, we decided we would basically take a risk, take a big chance, and we packed up everything we owned, sold the rest, and put it into a caravan. Basically, we emigrated out to the Netherlands on August the 5th, 2019. It's crazy. So maybe you were already following us when we were in the campsite. Do you guys remember that?
Yeah, we lived on a campsite in the caravan for 6 weeks,
Yeah.
and then we finally found ourselves a house.
Yeah, that's how it worked. And basically we gave up everything in the UK. We sold everything. We gave up our family and our friends, and we felt so strongly that what we do here on the Dutch Way of Life, which is, you know, to explore the Netherlands, hidden Holland, beyond Amsterdam, and
We
above
wanted
all,
to be able to do it every week.
yeah, and above all to reconnect people to outside the country, to the places that they love. We realised we had to be out here. So in the end, that's what happened 2 years ago. This weekend we moved out here. So
Yes.
before we continue though, I think we should do a
So
few...
it's a bit of an anniversary.
It
bit of a
is.
celebration.
It is an anniversary, but it's also a milestone as well. You know,
Yeah,
it's not been easy all the time.
Yeah, I mean, 2 years ago, no sight of COVID.
No.
Imagine that.
No COVID 2 years ago, and then COVID hit.
Boom.
Our original idea was that we would come out here and we would work with local councils and local tourist boards and actually do what we do now, but in collaboration with them, right? And
Yeah.
at the beginning that was the idea, but as COVID hit, we realised that wasn't realistic anymore. And so what we did was we actually started the world's first virtual travel club, called the Explorers Club, and that's sort of how we've managed to keep going. So it's been a mad 2 years. We've been living in North Brabant for the last 2 years, but it's been tough at times as well. And a lot of people watch our show and they see us, you know, gallivanting around here and there and everywhere in the Netherlands.
And we do have fun.
And we do have a lot of fun, but you know, emigrating to another country, I've no doubt there's a lot of people who are watching now. A lot of our community are Dutch people who moved abroad, people like Tilly Ringmar and Alida Dyer in Canada and Tilly's in New Jersey. Maybe you yourself are a Dutch immigrant living abroad, but it's hard to understand the experiences of an immigrant without actually being one yourself. And so whilst we've been building the channel and doing the tours for you, you know, we've also been coming to terms with this big change and this move, right? So if you are an immigrant yourself, or your family is you know, an immigrant family, I'd love to hear from you, because it is a very difficult experience. And although we love the country, you know, it's been challenging. And I think one of the things that we value is being open with you guys. So
Yeah. And we've actually had some requests recently to see more of like behind the scenes, behind the tours, and what's really going on.
Apparently you guys want to see all our shenanigans off camera as well, but it's really been
So that's what we're doing. We want you to know what's going on.
Yeah, basically. And this 2 year anniversary thing is like an opportunity for us to review what we're doing, to share with you guys what we're up to. We're just so grateful, first of all, that all the people who've joined our Explorers Club have done so. You may or may not know, but we do this full time.
Yeah.
We shoot virtual tours, we plan virtual tours, we work with our club members.
There's
and
a
this
lot
is
of work,
full-time thing
a lot
for
of
us,
work
you know.
behind the scenes.
There is. So we're very grateful to everybody who supported us, whether you shared a video or you shared a commented or you joined the club or you bought a pendant, because all these things help us to continue the mission, you know. And it's a strange one. It's hard to explain when you have so many people that you're connected to, but that you don't actually see in real life, right? But we do feel like we have a family here right now, and we're very grateful. So before we carry on, should we do some shout outs? We've got some nice comments.
We've got Karen Prettenhofer-Wooten with us. Says my mother's family is from Dordrecht. Been there several times. Such a delightful city.
Hello, Karen.
I'm in Michigan.
Oh, great to see you, Karen. All the way in Michigan. Lovely to
Alida
have
is
you
with us. Good to see you, Alida.
Fantastic. Hello, Alida.
Marianne Offermans is with us. Says immigrants are a special, strong breed of people.
You can say that again, Mariana, absolutely. And I think, you know, the word immigrant often has some type of bad, negative connotation, but actually the journey that you go through when you move countries and when you leave your home country and you travel abroad, sometimes thousands of miles to start a new life somewhere else, that's a very special and unique and also very challenging experience that helps you grow, so we appreciate it.
Oh, Alida says beautiful background for beautiful people.
Hey, here in Dordrecht. And if you've just tuned in...
It's gorgeous, isn't it? This is a lovely spot. And you can, I don't know if you can just see here, is the church. You can just see the back end of it.
Yeah.
There.
If you know Dordrecht, we'd love to hear from you. And if you're based in Dordrecht as well, drop us a little comment. And if you've just tuned in, then we are doing a little mission update tonight live on the channel.
Live from Dordrecht city centre, from the Nieuwe Haven. I just had to look at the road. The new harbour.
We should mention that we're outside the tapas bar Het Vlak,
Yeah.
and the food smells super. So we're having a coffee.
Just got a coffee for now. We decided not to be eating stuff in our faces with fish while we're trying to talk to you.
That's it.
Might be a bit uncouth.
And I think one of there's sort of two main reasons why we wanted to do this update. Number one, to give the people who don't know our story an idea of who we are and why we do what we do. I mean, the mad thing is 2 years ago our community was around sort of 12, 13,000 people. We're now nearly 35,000 people in the community, and our mission really, the reason why we left the UK, the reason why we literally sold everything to move out here in a caravan is because we believe in the mission, and you know, we basically enjoy serving other people, and we think that the spice of life is impact and service, and the fact that we have people around the world, maybe like yourself, who get such pleasure from our tours and our content and our videos. And
not just from bringing the Netherlands to you, but bringing people together. Like, we've had a lot of people make friends on the tours through commenting, seeing old friends, rekindling old friendships.
That's it.
Or just making new friends.
That's it. That's it.
With that connection of the love for the Netherlands, or just that, feeling Dutch at heart.
Yeah, and also like what we do, we want to give you guys the feeling like, you know, if Bob and Adele can emigrate to the Netherlands, you know, at the age of 40 for me and 36 for you, and do what they're doing, then maybe I can do what I always dreamed of. You know, for 7 years we were outside the country in the UK, and I was looking for a way to get back.
7 years you wanted to come back.
7 years it took, and it was hard work, and you know, it was a lot.
We worked
hard. It was tough, man. So for everybody who has shared the videos and been on the tours with us, and specifically joined the Explorers Club and, you know, bought a subscription or bought a pendant, it's this is a communal thing. And although we're out here in the Netherlands being your eyes and your ears, you guys contribute to our shows and our experiences as well through your commenting and through your stories. That's the whole reason we're doing this, to try and tell the stories. That's what
brings that special magic to it.
That's it. That's it. Listen, I should say, if you've got a question and you want us to answer it, then throw it in the comments now. We're going to try and answer as many questions as we can.
We've got Rebecca van der Linden with us.
Hello, Rebecca.
Her husband Corné emigrated to the US in August 28 years ago. Wow.
Was it 1993? I think it was 93 when Corné left.
To do a bit of math there.
When Corné left Boekel, it was 1993, wasn't it? I know that for sure.
Roger says, growing up in one place and living somewhere else is difficult. I have one foot in Kenya and another in Ireland.
Yeah, I hear you, Roger. It's, you know, we've emigrated a couple of times before. We already lived in the Netherlands back in 2011.
2009 to 2012,
that's
actually.
It. Yeah, that's it. So, you know, we understand that, and we understand how challenging it can be, and it's challenging for us as well, you know. But we love it, and we're passionate about it, and even though it's hard, we want to keep on doing it, right?
And Marco Fecht replied to Roger saying, I hear you, Roger, it's the same for me. Adele and Bob keep my Dutch roots alive.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great. I mean, it's lovely to have these comments. I mean, I just saw one from
Diane Moore, Mrs. Biking in the Netherlands.
Oh,
that is for me, that's a huge part of the Dutch way of life, is the biking.
Yeah, absolutely. I've got a comment from Kathy Renault. She says, my parents immigrated from the Netherlands to Ontario, Canada in 1953. They lived in Drenthe, and I still have family there. Thank you, Kathy. That's great to hear. And you also asked about a pendant, Kathy, so if you're still interested in that, drop me a message. I saw that too. Diane Moore's left a nice comment as well. Can I read that one out?
Yeah, that's just
my parents were immigrants from Eindhoven and Amsterdam. When I was 17, we returned to Bussum to live. 4 of my children were born there, and I miss life there. Wow, that's great. So nice. Again, if you've just tuned in, we're having a mission update. It's been 2 years since Adele and I packed our lives into a caravan.
Arrived in the Netherlands at around 2 a.m. in the morning. The drive was a lot longer and slower than we anticipated. We almost got stuck under a bridge.
Shall I tell it?
That was the... Yeah, well,
Shall I tell it?
It was because normally it's flat in the Netherlands, but under this bridge there was a dip.
Wait a minute. We need a context.
Yeah, we were driving to the caravan site.
This was the day we were moving to the Netherlands with the caravan on the back, right?
We were so tired and delirious that we took the wrong route, and where there was a bridge that was too low for the caravan. You'll make it take 20 minutes.
Yeah, well, basically we travelled from Brussels, got to the camp, got to Teheide in North Brabant.
We were like 5 minutes from the campsite,
and the caravan
and then we took the wrong turn, and we got to this bridge, and we were like, we can't get under the bridge. So we're like, okay, we'll reverse, but we've gone downhill, so we had to reverse
Wouldn't
uphill.
believe it.
So the brakes on the caravan were going on. It took us about an hour to turn around.
Honestly.
In the pitch black at 2 a.m. in the morning.
With two cats in the caravan
Screaming,
as well.
and we were exhausted, and so we arrived about 3 hours later.
But we should say that the campsite we stayed on was really super.
It was brilliant when we got
Shout
there.
out to Mini Camping Munnikenhof in
Yeah.
Teheide who had us. The point is, when we arrived here, we were in a caravan. We were very lucky then to get a house, and we live now
That's
in
where we are at the
Moerdijk, in the
moment.
village. But where we are now is 2 years later. Is we're sort of at a crossroads.
Yeah. And we want to involve you
Yeah, and we want to
in the
involve the
crossroads
community
rather
you
than
know.
just being quiet in the background.
It's often difficult to speak about the backstory of what we do, and sometimes it feels quite vulnerable, but in the end our journey is your journey, I think that's fair to say. And so sharing updates like this with you guys is a way that we can keep you connected in what we're doing, and also feel more like a community. So instead of you just seeing us running around the Netherlands showing these beautiful places, you actually see what's behind the scenes. So I hope you appreciate it, and if you are enjoying it, do leave us a little comment, or tap the like button, and if you've got a question, then put it in now. But essentially, after 2 years, we're at a sort of milestone here. We survived from our club memberships and from all the people who signed up for subscriptions. We have a few products that we sell as well. We're still building a life here, so it's quite challenging. And for those people who started a business or have ever started something from scratch, it takes a long time to build it up. And
what we want to do is, the mission is to be able to keep the tours free, so that it's not exclusively just for the people that can afford to watch them. We want to keep the free tours, free international virtual travel, and so in order to do that we have to fund the equipment and everything in a different way, and that's what we're doing.
That's it. And a lot of people see me sharing posts about join the Explorers Club, or would you like one of our pendants? And there's a lot of people who think, oh well, there's just more scammers on the internet, or just trying to get money out of us, and probably got Ferraris and Lamborghini. I can quite assure you that if I had a Ferrari or a Lamborghini, I probably wouldn't be sitting here in the cold in Dordrecht. I'd be sitting in the Ferrari doing it from there. And in the end,
in the mansion.
And in the end, there's a lot of shicky-micky on the internet. But our mission is your mission, and our journey is your journey. And so we've come such a long way. We never realised. Honestly, I never realised when I did that first live stream in Clunded.
In the rain?
Back in 2018.
With just a phone as equipment.
I never realised that we would come this far, and it was always my vision. The vision came 7 years ago when my coach asked me. I was at one of my lowest points ever, and in a session he asked me, if there was no limits or consequences and there was nobody watching you, what would you do all day, every day? And I sort of sat back, and then I answered almost immediately. I said, well, I would show people around the Netherlands, and I'd show them the hidden spots and hidden Holland, and tell them the stories that the world doesn't know yet, And that was 7 years ago, and right now, today, as I sit here, this is what I do. And so it's unbelievable that this dream has come true to this point, and the vision has come true, and it wouldn't have come this far if it wasn't for you and for everybody else who's watching, and the people who've helped us and the people who've supported us. And we just want to sort of show our gratitude, really. But we're at a crossroads now, like I said, and I told you there was a request and a bit of an ask, and the challenge we've got now is basically we're on the move again. We've got to get on the move again.
We can no longer stay in our house. It is being turned, it's going to be beautiful for the village. It's being turned into a cafe/shop. It'll be a beautiful area, but we can't live in the cafe/shop. I haven't asked them, but I'm assuming we can.
So basically, we are going to be moving house.
Yes.
We've been living in Moerdijk for the last couple of years, but there are now plans to renovate our house, and we're on the move again. And on the one hand, it's exciting, but on the other hand, it's quite daunting, because we are on a limited budget. We are out here doing our thing with almost no fiscal resources, if you like. And property and houses are really short here in the Netherlands. It's a real big problem. So we were sort of sitting this week, sort of worrying a little bit, like, how will the mission go on? Will we find a place to live? I'll be honest with you, and I hope it's all right if I say it, but you know, I've been pretty much worried sick this week. Like, will we be able to find another place? Will we have to go back to England?
Yeah, because the property market in the Netherlands is quite tight and prices are shooting high fairly quickly at the moment. So it's not really a good time.
It's a challenge
to be moving
people.
house, but we are going to rise to the challenge nonetheless.
Yeah, that's it. And I think as well, you know, being on a limited budget, it's really scary. You know, there's loads of nice houses in the Netherlands, but they're all so expensive. You know, 1,000, 1,500 euros, and that's just nothing near our budget. So, we just sort of sat down this week and we're like, what are we going to do? You know, where are we going to go? And it seems a bit hopeless in a way. And Adele said, well. Actually, we talked to one of our friends, and then Adele said...
Firstly, we've looked in the, you know, because we'd love to stay in the area, but we've been told by some local people that the impact of us living there and making videos all in the area has boosted the reputation a little bit, which maybe has boosted prices.
Everyone wants to live in Moerdijk now, what can I say?
And so now we can't afford it.
That's it. Basically we're on the move again.
So we're looking for another place to boost.
And the great thing about the Netherlands is there are a couple of schemes for housing where you can, for a low amount of money, live in a fairly decent house. There's a couple of like social housing schemes and stuff. But you know, it's just really challenging. And then this week Adele said, well, why don't we put it out to the guys? Why don't we put it out to the community? You know, maybe there's somebody in the community or somebody that a community member knows who has a place or who's looking for a lodger, or maybe there's like a village or a town somewhere in the Netherlands that wants the entire eyes of the world on them or something like that. And you know,
it was a friend who recommended it because we don't like asking for things really. We enjoy giving and bringing you on these tours with us, but it's hard to ask for things. But a friend said, you never know what's out there. Maybe there's somewhere else that wants you to bring what you do to that place. And we're open, really. We'd love to stay in the area where we are now, but we are open, and we know that for the mission, maybe going to a different area would work well.
Very possibly.
And maybe there's someone who likes the sound of these two crazy guys living near them.
I mean, the thing is, a lot of people, let me just say something, because this is super important. A lot of people were brought up with the idea that he who asks does not get. There's no doubt in my mind.
He who asks does not get.
He who asks does not get.
Really?
100%. If you can recognise that, then put a little comment in. I was very much brought up with that mindset. The society that I was brought up had that mindset. But what I've found is, when you ask, things happen, and you know, when you put yourself out there, things appear. And so Adele said, well, why don't we share it with the community? When we do the update, the 2-year update, we'll keep you updated. In the end, your journey is our journey, and our journey is your journey.
Wherever we go, you're going to come with us.
Hopefully you're going to.
So, we hope you will.
Even if it's a tent in the middle of a field in North Brabant. But I guess the point is, you know, we wanted to put it out there to you guys. Maybe you know someone in the Netherlands who's got a small space. Maybe you're looking for a lodger. But I just think if you don't ask for things and we don't put it out there, then I don't want to sit there and sort of end this mission and end this adventure without having done everything possible. And you know, I'm a big boxing fan, and my favourite boxer is Mike Tyson. And Mike Tyson's trainer used to say, he who wants to succeed does whatever it takes, you know. And
Marianne Offerman says the Dutch have an expression: nooit geschoten, altijd mis. If you never shoot, you'll always miss.
Yeah, exactly. And so basically, the Dutch way, Adele and I and our cats are on the move. And we don't know where we're going to go yet, but we are looking for somewhere. And
we want you to be involved. We want you to know what's happening, because it will impact the tours, the locations. I mean, we'll still be driving, but you know, obviously we do focus in the area where we're going to be based. And I mean, and we want you to know. We want you to come with us. We want you to know where we're going and be part of it.
It might be cool. Like where should we go? I mean, like,
we've had a few people saying go up north.
Up north, eh?
Go up north, it's cheaper apparently.
Wow.
Marika Rubio shared, really nice, she shared a link with us to check out.
Brilliant. I mean, our challenge is basically, we sold everything we owned to come out to the Netherlands. We came out here with nothing because we believed in this mission, and so we're on a super tight budget for now.
Because ironically, maybe we don't ask for financial support as much as we should.
Maybe we should be more selly with our stuff.
Yeah,
but in the end, we want you guys to come to us and be attracted by what we're doing rather than constantly, pushing it. But in the end, I suppose what we want to say is we are on the move again. We are having to move house.
Yeah. So it's both a bit stressful and exciting.
Exactly.
And you can you can join the fun.
That's fair.
Although, come and pack boxes with us if you really want, if you're up for it.
Fijne avond verder. Hey, the Dutch way of life, Facebook.
Oh, we've got Leona van den Dam with us. She says your virtual tours are fantastic. I'm so glad I can be part of the club.
Oh, we're very pleased. Who else have we got with us? We will do a shout out, by the way, to you.
Naleen is with us. She says, I know this was difficult. Naleen, you'll make me cry.
I mean, in the end, cards on the table, we make next to no money from doing the Dutch way of life yet. We cover our bills, we cover everything, all our food and rent. And we don't want to give up, but in the end, we can only take so much uncertainty, and we need somewhere to live essentially. So we just thought, well, maybe there's someone out in our community who has got a place that's free, or has got a cellar that they can put us in, or a loft space, or a cupboard,
or a cellar,
or anything like that.
Hopefully, it's not going to come to that. Or a boat.
Yeah. That would work, wouldn't it?
Ooh.
I mean, we're quite lucky because we do have...
Not a cellar.
I don't want to say...
Unless it's lovely.
Wait a minute, I'm going to take that back. I was going to say we're quite lucky because we don't have children. That's not what I'm going to say, though. I'm going to say we're quite flexible because we don't have children. We do have 2 cats.
Which, reduces the flexibility a little
what
bit.
we really like the idea of is travelling somewhere else and living somewhere and then bringing the world's eyes and ears to that location as well, because we found that since living in Moerdijk, the village has become quite well known. People know us. We're on TV in Moerdijk. And, maybe there's someone watching who's interested in having us as lodgers or something like that.
I mean, we would love to stay in the area. But we do appreciate that house prices there are very high. We might have to move elsewhere.
Listen,
I
don't mind.
A lot of people saying move up north, it's cheaper. Go to Friesland, it's super cheap.
I mean, what we're looking for really is somewhere where we can live, where it's easily accessible to do our tours. We want to carry on. We want to do even more tours in the coming year for you guys. So we just wanted to put it out there. If you know anything, if you've got any ideas, you can put it in the comments. You can send us a message. And if you don't know who we are and you've just tuned in and you think, who are these 2 English people scrounging for a place to live, then you're watching the Dutch Way of Life, and I am Bob Buckley, and we're in Dordrecht today.
Yeah.
It's been 2 years since we emigrated here to the Netherlands, packed everything into the caravan.
And we've done hundreds of free virtual tours in that time.
Molen. Really have.
That have been, funded essentially by the people who join the club and buy the products.
And a lot of people, when we go and visit places, we get invited to places, invited to see things. They call us influencers, that's what they call us, influencers.
Or vloggers.
But we're not influencers and we're not vloggers. What we are is, we're
facilitators.
We are intrepid explorers.
Yeah, we're explorers.
We're intrepid explorers, and we are the eyes and the ears of the world, and we want to continue that for a long, long time to come. And I know that at some point, when we reach our goal of 250 club members, which is what we need in order to be able to live and survive, when we reach that, the sky's the limit. The whole vision for the show, for the sort of 2023 vision, is that we have a weekly virtual tour. We have loads more stuff going on in the club, Dutch language. We want to be the #1 city marketing destination media platform for the Netherlands, where you can go and you can switch off from wherever you are and just get a window into the country. But to do that, we need a place to live. So we're on the search at the moment. We're doing our best, and we hope that we'll find somewhere soon. I don't mind going out east. We used to live out in Twente. That's a beautiful place to live. So Hengelo, Almelo, Enschede, Denenkamp, Hardenberg.
Diana Moore says, Ursula Birchinger says, move to one of the ABC islands.
That might be quite far.
It might be tricky to do the tours as well.
It might be. If we moved to Aruba, we'd get a nice suntan, but we wouldn't be able to go and do, that might be difficult. like I say,
Caroline Boxshall is with us saying, I have faith that you will find a new abode that will suit you perfectly.
well, we hope so, you know, we hope so, because we're sort of out here doing our best, and we sort of rely on the support of our members, our Explorer Club members. By the way, we had a couple of people join up this week after an email I sent out, so I just want to say thanks to the 3 people that joined the Explorers Club. If you haven't joined yet and you want to support us, then type the word club and, you know, we'll send you the details to do that.
Yeah, and that's another way to support the mission, to keep all these virtual tours free for everyone to see.
That's it. So if you've got any questions, now's the time. So I'm going to take a bit of coffee and you can do some shout outs.
It's just jumped.
I might have to order another one.
Betty de Jong's with us. She says, I'll keep my eyes and ears open for
Thank you, Betty.
Thanks, Betty.
That's very kind. Again, maybe you know someone, or maybe yourself, you live in the Netherlands, maybe you've got some space that you rent out to lodgers, or you've got a little house that's not lived in for who knows. But
John,
I have all my life, because I've never, you know, we don't come from wealthy families, we don't come from rich families. All my life I've
had to work for what we've got.
Yeah, that, but also I've had to be resourceful, you know, and maybe you recognise that as well. When you don't have resources, you've got to be resourceful.
Live in a caravan for a couple of months.
There's nothing more that I would like right now than to continue our mission and to keep bringing you closer to the Netherlands with our tours and with what we do. And we're just hoping that something will turn up, and we're really positive it will too. So. Like I say, if you've got any comments, drop them in the chat now, and also if you'd like a quick shout out, then we'll do that also. Are you managing with the phone?
It's just kicked me off Facebook, so I've got to go back in.
Great. It's a lovely evening, the sun is going down. It looks lighter than it is here in Dordrecht. The sun's actually going down. Can you hear the bell ringing for 9:30?
Hey, Jean Keller's just joined us, just in time for the 9:30 bell, Jean, from the church in Dordrecht.
Jean's one of our Explorer Club members, so we just want to say hi to you.
Yeah.
Who else we got with us?
John Reed also said, have you tried getting funding from the Dutch Tourist Board?
We have tried getting sponsorship, tried getting funding from the Dutch Tourist Board. They believed we didn't add any value and that what we do wasn't something they would be interested in.
And actually I think...
So, you know, that was a little bit of a blow, because for me...
It's not just that though, Sweet. It's also the fact that we do things live, for a lot of people that's too vulnerable.
Yeah, that's true.
For a lot of, especially...
That's fair.
I mean, that, I don't know, everyone, maybe not everyone who works for the Dutch Tourist Board, but for a lot of these, I'm losing all my words, these agencies that they like to have the control to specify exactly what can go in, and the element of live tours, even though that's what gives it this special element that you are actually with us and can direct us, for a lot of people, especially these traditional long-standing
tourism
agencies, it's a bit too vulnerable.
I mean, basically, when I did the first live tour we did was November 2018 in Clundert, and me and my brother were in the village, the city of Clundert. We put the phone in the front of the car, we went live, and we drove through the city. And 4 days later, that video had been watched by 30,000 people, and it was then when we realised we have a new way of showing you the places that you're interested in visiting, a new way of tourism marketing in that way, and
it's a lot more real and raw. And I think for a lot of tourism agencies, they want it to look really perfect and just show you only the very special bits that they want you to see, whereas what we want you to have is the real experience of being here and seeing everything. And like I've said, you know, that's a bit too raw and vulnerable for certain long-standing agencies that just want to show you some really nice shiny stuff that is more about making it look shiny than making you really feel connected.
And I think that's a great point. And don't you think, if you've been on one of our virtual tours, first question, what was your favourite one? And second of all, didn't you feel like you were with us on that tour? Didn't you feel like you were walking with us on the street? Didn't you feel like you could hear the clack of your shoes on the cobbles?
Or the creaking inside the old town hall of the floorboards.
Or the smell of the stroopwafel as you walk past in Gouda. Like, that's the whole point of what we're doing, and we believe we're pioneers. Lots of other people will start live streaming and doing this thing now, but we were sort of pioneers at that time, and that's why we're able to do it with so often and so regularly now, because we have it tuned in. And we really believe in our concept, but it's quite hard to get tourist boards really interested, because they're not necessarily about the experience you have, but about what they show to the world. My experience, or my belief, is you don't need to dress the Netherlands up. You don't need to. You don't need to make fancy movies about Dordrecht. You just need to put a camera on and walk around, which is what we do. And actually, our shows, some of our shows are watched 20, 30,000 times, and we've uncovered places that a lot of people have never even heard of. So we believe it is in line with the tourism board, but at the moment we're still working on that. I think
there are people in the tourism agencies that are ready to make that jump, but you know, it might just take a little bit of time because it's a very new way of promoting areas, and it always takes time for everyone to catch on. Absolutely, yeah. And so we believe in what we do, and we know that you guys, I mean, we've got some great comments there. Caroline said Ermelo and all the different windmills everywhere was her favourite one, and I think I just saw was it Marika Rubio says Briel is where it all began for me. I mean, everybody's got their favourite tour. We've done, I think in total in the last 2 years we've done over 400 live virtual tours. 400. And our aim for our club, I told you about the Explorers Club, is to get 250 members who are willing to become subscribers and fund the channel, and we just hope that... Someone asked not long ago, how many do you have now? Right, at the moment we have 122 members in our club, which is fantastic. We have monthly meetups, and we have and we are looking community to expand groups that, and extra content and all sorts of cool stuff. The more people we have in the club, the more we can add to the experience of being in the club. That's it. So and that's what, and we're developing it, getting feedback, and you know, we're developing that more. That's it. So it's been 2 years. We're celebrating here on the harbour side at Dordrecht. The sun is going down. We've got the tapas bar there. We've got the newer we're on the newer Hafen. We're looking over Dordrecht. It's absolutely beautiful. This is the big. Is this the big church behind us? The Grote Kerk. The Grote Kerk behind us. That's just the back end of it. We'd love to continue to do this for a long time, but above all, we just want to say thank you. Honestly, thank you to everybody who has liked a video, commented on a video, left a comment for us. We survived from those comments. Your comments are our oxygen. Yeah. Like making money and being paid is just a necessity for us to continue the channel, you know. So our Explorers Club and the subscriptions, you know, the 120 euros a year and all this, that's just a way for us to continue. What really motivates us is the impact that we make and the messages and the feedback we get from you guys. So we did just want to take the chance to say thanks to you for that. And thanks for making it so that we can keep the tours free, and by finding funding elsewhere. That's it. So again, finally, we are on the move again. The Dutch way of life is moving house. We're moving out of Moerdijk, and we're looking for somewhere to live. So if you do, and we're open to ideas, and that's why we wanted to share with you exactly what's going on, give you an update. And if you do know anybody who's got a cellar or an attic... Sweet, you're making it sound like we're scraping the barrel. That's not the case. We're not begging. Just kidding. We're not. We're putting it out there. We're putting it out there to the world. Someone who's interested, like we said, we've been told from people in Moerdijk that our being there and making all these tours has had a positive impact in the area, in the village. And we'd like to make it somewhere else. And maybe somebody else wants that, and this is the opportunity, because we're not just going to move. Hopefully we're not going to be moving that often. Hopefully, fingers crossed. So, fingers crossed. I mean, and we want to continue, and I guess the thing is, you know, unless we find somewhere to live, it's a challenge, because we need a base, you know. So we're putting it out there. We've done 2 years so far. I mean, honestly, heaven knows how we've got this far. I never, with COVID and all the other stuff, I'm just amazed that we're still doing it. And don't get me wrong, it's not been simple. I mean, me and Adele are sometimes right at loggerheads with each other, because it's tough, but we believe in the mission, we believe in the community, and we believe in what we do. And we're really just, fingers crossed, hoping that people, you guys, believe in it as well enough to keep supporting us, and to join the club, and to buy our stuff, and maybe if you've been, I know there's a lot of people who've been thinking about joining the club and who've messaged, maybe now's the time for you. Very possibly. To keep this going. And I think the important thing is, if you can't join the club, if you can't support us in that way, that's not important for us, you know. The idea is, though, that the members who are in the club keep it free for everybody else. So everybody else who watches our shows, you've got the members of the Explorers Club to thank. So if you do want to thank somebody apart from us,
Please thank the Explorers Club members, the people who have decided to subscribe, pay their annual fee, and help us continue the work, because we're just super grateful to you guys.
Hey, Jean Keller just said, she said, look at Petra's comment. So I've scrolled, and Petra Fanfane says, have a house with 4 bedrooms and I only use 1.
Yeah, very cool. Nice. Well,
send us a message.
Send us a message, Petra. We'd love to hear from you.
I can't see if you've written any other comments with any other details. And Lindy Beaters asked for the Explorer Club link.
Oh, very
Thank
cool.
You, Lindy.
Thank you. We had, like I say, we had a couple of members join up this week, and you know, our members, they're like a little family. We have our community group, which is separate from Facebook, so you don't actually have to be a member of Facebook to be in the club. We wanted to create the club away from Facebook because some people don't like always being on Facebook. So we'll send you the details for the club, and we appreciate your interest in that. Thanks.
Hey, we've got Sherry and John Parr with us as well.
My favourite 2 students. Hello, Sherry and John. Great to see you guys, and thanks for joining this chilly update from Dordrecht.
And Els van der Heuvel wishing us success.
Brilliant. Thanks so much, Els. We appreciate it. We're going to wrap up in about 2 minutes.
Yep. Oh, Robert Douglas is with us as well.
Oh, Robert.
Good
to see you, sir.
Hey.
And your mum, Sheila. Nice to see you. If you want a shout out, then put your comment in now. And if you've got any ideas or any input that you'd like to share with us regarding where we could go next and where we could stay next and where the Dutch way of life...
Where will be the next Dutch Way of Life base?
HQ. Where will it be? You can drop us a comment. We appreciate your help and we appreciate your support.
Yep.
Who have we got?
We've got Marella van den Bosch.
Hello, Marella.
She says her favourite video was Kokenhof.
Super. That was a great one. That was a great video. We appreciate that, Marella. Thank you so much.
Alison Hillman's also asked for info about joining the club. That's great, Alison. I'll send you the link as soon as we finish on
Brilliant.
here.
Brilliant. Thank you, Alison. Appreciate that. I see
got
Pauline's
Karen
with us.
James
Hello,
is with us. Yeah, Pauline.
Hello, Karen.
Pauline said, don't worry, we'll sort something out.
Yeah, I'm sure we will at some point. And, you know, in the end, you know, sometimes you just have to have faith, don't you? You know, and
Kat Black's with us. She says, I have no doubt you will find a place. Kat, I can't wait for when you find a place here as well. I'm so excited.
To see you, Kat.
I was thinking we could move up to Friesland and like wait for you there.
Well, I think I think we should have a Dutch way of life.
Not like in a weird way.
We should have a Dutch way of life community where we buy a big house.
Friesland.
Paul Fagan's probably watching. He's from Ireland. He's moving out here soon.
Although it needs to be near Drachten then.
We can all live together in the big house. You know what I mean? Because in the end, community is everything. You know, we're out here on our own, and it's challenging. We don't have a lot of friends. We do have Pauline as one of our good friends, but other than that, we don't have a lot of pals. So you guys are part of our life and part of our community, and you know, that would be great.
Ina van Rijken said, thank you for putting it out there so we can all root for you and maybe help.
Thank you, Ina.
Thanks, Ina.
We appreciate it. We appreciate it a lot.
It is difficult to do that, so we appreciate the nice comments.
It is. And for those of people who are just tuning in, we're just doing a 2-year update because it's 2 years since we've been in the Netherlands, since we emigrated here in a caravan. And as immigrants, it's been a challenge. But we absolutely love it. We love living in the Netherlands. We're very grateful. Yeah. And the thing is, what I'd just like to say is a lot of people who comment, who first find us when we're watching our tours and stuff, they say, "Oh, you're so lucky to be in the Netherlands. You're so lucky. You're so lucky." And I think, well, on the one hand, yeah, but on the other hand, this is like years of hard work. This is our entire lives. You know, we sacrificed everything to come out here. So, on the other hand, I think 50% is luck or faith or maybe God or the universe, and I think 50% is us, you know, and it's
still believing through the tough times.
Seriously.
There's been some tough times.
They say, don't they, that success is not about how many times you get knocked down, but how often you can stand up. And
get back up.
We've both been knocked down a hell of a lot, but you know, the Dutch way is our way of showing that it is possible to stand back up again. You know, both Adele and I you know, have had a lot of challenges in the past, haven't we? And a lot of really tough situations. A lot of people don't realise, if I may mention it, you know, a lot of people don't realise that we are recovering from post-traumatic stress disorder. People don't realise it, maybe they don't want to talk about it, but that's the situation.
And if you think emigrating is tough, try it when you're suffering from PTSD. It's super tough.
But what we want to do is show you that even though we have these hurdles, and even though we have these obstacles, and even though we have these things that punch us in the gut every now and then, we want to try and be examples to the world of how it's possible to stand back up again and keep on going.
And honestly, all your lovely comments and your support and coming with us on the tours and just making us feel like we're not on our own.
Definitely.
You know, because we haven't been able to see family for such a long time. It's it's really nice to, you know, that we don't feel like we're on our own while we're out here as well. And
well said.
Yeah.
Well said. So I think we're going to round it up.
Yeah, it's going dark now. It still looks a little bit light on the camera, but I can see it's getting dark, and at some point you won't be able to see us anymore.
So I guess we should just say thanks to everyone for spending the time with us here in Dordrecht. We're on the newer half, and for sort of a live update on the mission. 2 years anniversary since we came here. We're on the move again. Looking for a place to live in the Netherlands. And
we want you to join the crazy adventure with us.
Oh!
And maybe you know a contact somewhere that can help us find somewhere.
Exactly. So should we say hello to a few people before we finish?
Hey, we've got Vicky Borden with us.
Hello Vicky, one of our club members. Great to see you.
Hey.
Who else we got?
Winifred van Veen Miller.
Hello Winifred, good to see you.
Hey. Cat Black's still with us. Let's have a look. Hey, Peter Slay's with us.
Hello, Peter Slay,
Peter.
my friend in the UK. Peter Slay's a great friend of ours, and I'm so glad that you're on, Pete. Pete's actually a close friend of ours in the UK, and Pete, we're doing good. We're on the move again, and you know, I know
looking for another home.
You also believe that asking the universe often helps, so that's what.
So we're putting
right
it out to the universe, and we don't know what will come back. We are still working on it, by the way. We're not just like sitting and crossing our fingers. But we thought, let's open this up to the universe, to the community, and you never know what can come of that. The whole reason that we landed here was because 2.5 years ago, Bob put it out. 3 years ago, Bob asked the Tidwell community, you know, we want to visit the Netherlands, but we don't have a budget. Is there anyone who will put us up for a week? People did.
Shout out to Luce and Martijn in Feyenoord.
And that's why those tours were made possible. So we're just putting it out there again and seeing how that goes. We've got Janet Violetta Saker says hugs.
Hello Janet, great to see you. Listen, I think we're going to round up now.
Yeah.
I think it's time to finish. This has been really nice. It's been quite tough for us to talk about this stuff in a way because it's quite vulnerable, and asking for help is always, for us anyway, is quite tough. But we know that as a community we can move forward, and it's better to work together than work on your own. So we sincerely hope that you enjoy it together, and every tour that we create involves you as well. You are the ones who make it as well as us. So
make it for us. I love it. If it was just me and Bob, I would have totally packed up by now.
She would have gone home. But we're on the move again. Dutch Way's on the move, and we're hoping to find a new home somewhere. We're looking for some help, and we hope that you guys will put your heads together and share some feedback with us. And above all, we want you to continue to enjoy what we do. We've got lots coming up. Next week we're in Elburg and Kampen. We've got 2 virtual tours coming up. We've also got Limburg coming up. I think also Zutphen coming up as well. So we've got all sorts of stuff coming up, and these are all requested from our club members. So we just want to say thanks. We're very grateful to you guys. Without you, we wouldn't be here now, and we thank you from the bottom of our heart. You know,
joining us on this crazy roller coaster of exploring this lovely country.
I'm going to say thank you to Annelies Bock, who says keeping you in our thoughts. Ursula Berchiger says glad I tuned in, even if I'm late. Thanks,
Good to see you, Ursula.
Leona van den Dam has been with us. Ina van Vijt's been with us. Jean Coombs Henry says getting to live in a new place will provide new opportunities. This will turn out positive.
Yeah, true.
I hope so. You know, the last thing I want to do is have to pack up and go back to England, you know, with my tail between my legs. But hopefully, fingers crossed, that won't happen.
We're working hard to make sure that won't happen.
Yeah. So listen, thanks for tuning in. We're going to pack up now, have a little walk through Dordrecht City Centre. If you've got a place you want us to visit that is meaningful to you want to see it on the live show, you can join our Explorers Club for just €120 a year, and you can send us anywhere. It's a heck of a lot cheaper than a plane ticket. And above all, if you've got any ideas on where we could live and where we could go next, then you can drop us a message, or you can put a comment in the chat, and we'll get together. I think that's it, eh?
Yeah.
Great.
I think we've successfully shared our update.
I think we have. I think we've got it. So until next time, look after yourselves. Happy anniversary to us. Yay.
Woo!
Take care, and above all, keep it Dutch.
Keep it Dutch. Press the button. Boop.